All right, how you doing?
Good.
This is good. This is good. You warmed up, or you want a little bit more
am.
time? Okay. Hi, welcome to the jury. Would you mind start with D major and minor?
Oh, scales. Okay.
Skills, yes.
Wait. Sorry.
No haste. Thank you. Arpeggios, please. No broken chords, please. That's a better tempo. Five, seven,
Yeah.
please.
That's the diminished
Just to the arpeggio. You don't have to put out.
Yeah.
No, that's thank you. All right, now back to my normal voice.
Yeah.
Okay. The tempo. The tempo. It'd be wise to start. I mean, I know you can. I've heard you playing faster than this on a good day.
Yeah.
So when you do, get on stage. Get on stage. We want to hear you playing safe.
Yes.
And always take time. Well, you did some risky move. You started at the 5/7, then fully diminished. Right on.
Yeah.
Only do that if you're meant to do that.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. And it's also this is all this is the strategy I've been telling David for the last 2 semesters. This is when David got on stage, and the man or David or both David McCauley and David Who, they got on stage. This is what they look like. I said, "Hey, place to play D." Okay, so they start D, right? For them to maybe good. No funny business with the scales. Then when they're doing the arpeggios. That's that. And then you can smell this kind of, these brain activities and going on, and that ain't breaking any rules. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
So instead of like rushing yourself into it, just feel it, feel it. You may not have to feel like all of them. You just feel like a couple. I'm good. And also, you want to play for the broken chords at least 3 octaves because you do start with this here and you should end up there.
Okay.
Yeah, you know. One more. Man, one more.
I got me nervous.
That's my point. One more.
I got in the same.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, wow.
One more. One more. No, 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 not yet.
Can you tell him to tired?
I have no doubt. You'll be fine. Yes, you'll be fine. But just let me take some extra time.
Mhm.
We got no on that jury day. You know we got nothing but extra time.
Yeah, and
Everybody finished early, and somebody's gonna go out the door and get the next person see if they're there. Sometimes they are there. Sometimes they aren't. And so we do small chats.
cool.
Small chats been flying around in the room. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Oh, the piece. I mean, you said I meant to talk to you too about the piece you selected for your first one. Never start with Chopin.
Yeah.
I learned that the hard way. It cost me my competition. Cost me. It cost time, money, and everything. That piece is intended to stretch you, expand you, making you feel not comfortable but feel enhanced and privileged on stage. That's when I learned it. I must put that on the second. I don't save it for the last, but I definitely start with something more. How should I say this? Objective. Something more. Yeah. Maybe not even that. Well, if you feel comfortable, this is perfect. How about that? Okay, so I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. Give me a try.
Okay. I still have to smooth out the last pages, but I'll play
Don't
what.
worry about it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it. Thank you. You may want to stop there. Yes, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay. No, it's fine. Apparently, you know this piece. You know this piece very well. I mean, you made your plan. You had paddling. You had colors, morite. We call it. You know what? You know how I there were times this semester, maybe last, we talked. I told you about those things, common things I hate when people say. First thing first, you know what they say? Hey, you know what? Don't be nervous. Yeah, relax. Well, if I ought to be relaxing, you know my couch potato theory. It's better grab a grab a good coffee and listen to YouTube on your couch. That's called relaxation. When we get on stage, we don't get to. You know what we're gonna do. And that's another thing I say about. I mean, you know what? Enjoy yourself. Have fun. Yeah. Nintendo Switch is fun. PlayStation is fun. Video games are fun. Disney rides are fun. Not so much. I mean, here at least they're not to the taste of a modern man. So instead of having you have asking you having fun, I want to ask you to work hard. Work hard, really hard on the stage until till the moment that you feel like okay, I should stop enjoying myself. Because what I heard was you were enjoying yourself, and of course, I mean this piece is good, it's enjoyable. Then things don't go as planned.
Yeah.
So you see, I mean that's actually happens. Let me show you how I enjoy myself, and then you show you how I not enjoy myself, and you get to choose. This is me. No, actually, this is no. Actually, this is you. 30 seconds ago. Yeah, this is what happened. Got a little bit. I mean, too loose. It happened. I mean, not just in your mentality. It also happened when you used excessive attack. We call it. Your hands are flying around. Now listen to me. What about listening? A little bit. A little bit. You're fine. It's a little bit. It's a different strategy, it's a different approach, philosophy, if you want.
Can I give it a try?
Be my guest. Definitely.
I just need more.
Of course, no. This sounds already better. Two things don't do. Often, from time to time, when you like throw your hand in the air, for example, that affects, compromises the rhythmic integrity. No, you know that happened. Well, that didn't happen with this. It happened with. Then you see what's being sold down. Ba ba ba. Ba. It dictates that the is coming. A lot of ground or slowing down. I don't believe that actually. I mean, that's the.
Yeah, it's not.
That's not quite the interpretation we're looking here. Well, it's not my turn. I don't get to tell you, hey, what kind of like thing I enjoy listening. I get to tell you what kind of thing I mean. He probably specifically said not to do in his score 200 years ago. Wait, the man's died 200 years, you know. That's one thing. When you don't do it, it diverts your energy into this next more reasonable part. For example, that's what I'm saying. Also, when you do, that's where you make the faces. My man, you make the face, which is my second thing. Say, don't do it. You know you make faces. You're like something like that. You never admit them that even one slightest moment of hesitation or dissatisfaction towards yourself or your music on stage, which is why I believe poker face
Yeah, I was
is a
about to say
term
the same thing.
we kind of mentioned. You need kind of like. I don't know this. Hey, have you noticed that I've been talking specifically slower? I was a bit of a talker when we had other lessons. I was going all out and stuff. There were times from time to time when I wanted to motivate someone. That's the that's that's the feeling.
Yeah.
But today we're to this topic. We're trying to calm it down. We're trying to focus. This is the heartbeat. The heartbeat rate you're looking at when you go to the Jew when you play. Your heart must pump. No, it's okay. Family is important.
It's okay.
As La Familia, Now, it must be this is the kind of like pacing we're looking at. It starts with the way you breathe. It starts the way you think the music. When you decide, this is a decision. It's a decision you make. You chose to you don't choose to do that. You choose the smart thing. Because believe me, your heart will pump on stage and you will sound faster than you thought. This happened with every bit of my recording for the last, I don't know what, 20 years. I've been rushing myself for 20 years. And what's a mid-aged man saying about that? For me, it's still called immaturity. But I've learned my peace with it. I know this is something in me. I might be doing the same thing when I'm 70, but what? So what? Now I have that beast under control. You approached it in another way. So that's actually really good right now. It's going on to the right decision. If you got a pencil, circle this out, put a little slur there, so indicating you, a little curl arrow here, indicating, okay, you should be careful. And also, be careful, be careful, be careful, be careful. Why we have to be careful? Because these are the places where you can get a little bit too comfortable.
Yeah, yeah.
Give me a try there. I don't worry about these podcasts. I don't worry about this one. Ready? Go.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, hold on.
You sounded good. Take your time. Bong, 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 bong. That's the last thing you should worry about. Wait, what are the notes?
Yeah.
You can fix that note within the next 5 seconds. Don't get too comfortable. Maybe a little bit of parody. Let's do the clarity. Not too much detail. They're really good. Too much romanticism. 1, 2, 3. Too soon. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Stretch a little bit. Don't give up. Now cadence. Not too much.
So I haven't gone through
No
this.
problem. No problem.
I'm gonna play it really slow.
No, it's not a problem. Thank you. Yes. Well, for now, your heart is in the right place. And I noticed you said you're going to play really slow. You know what I think? I don't think that's really slow. In fact, I wouldn't think. I mean, I would still consider. I mean, it's a performance tempo or tempi. When you try to play really slow, the other words would be you would try to play really careful and watch out for the tonality, watch out for the scale, watch out for all the accidentals. My man, that's the spirit. You are doing that. You are doing that on stage. Well, I've been telling not just you, man, basically David and Iris. Man, for 2 years, for a year, 2 semesters, and this continuing one. I was like, you're fast enough. You're on the fast side. You're definitely fast. You're definitely fast. I hear you. I mean, you don't know how fast you can play. So I heard you. I mean, there is absolutely no need, but no need, no necessity can convince them. But when I tell them, I need to listen to every note and I can find out all this intensity. Bang, 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 bang. Find out what's interesting, air quote, interesting between notes and notes. Well, another thing I hate saying. Oh my God, yes. But yeah, let's just call it for now.
Okay.
When you try to play something interesting, You have a lot of choices. Faster happens to be not one of them. When you play fast, oftentimes a lot of people go fast, really fast, crazy fasting at this school than at other schools. While they play their notes right, they don't sound interesting. They do. I listen to them. I've like so, then something happened. And okay, then you played. Bravo. Then 20 minutes later, I don't remember what it sounded like.
Yeah.
But there are some people they play probably don't have the best virtuosity technique, but they played really. They're really trying to say something. If I were you, there is no anything that says, but I would have bring out that this is the variation of the first thing. I mean, it's a round, of
Yeah.
course. So you ought to go back to let us hear. And I know you didn't mean to mock me because I read it the first time wrong. I know you didn't mean
Oh
that.
man. Yeah.
Yeah, but we all did it. You gotta sit yes, sounds like that. Some people, scholar maybe say they say because it's in a different voice. So the top goes right on downbeat and the steady is appoggiatura story. Theory of suspension. It's just such a suspension in the mid voice. If we analyze it in a theoretical way or composition way. That's good. That's good. This is the thing you ought to be doing.
Okay.
Now, we'll circle back to that if we have more time. Show me the. Let's see the bar. I know among all the pieces you probably spend time with your Chopin etude the most. Because that piece, believe me, you and I both know it demands more time to really do that.
I've been really neglecting my bond. I'm just gonna tell you right now. So
Keep going.
I got lost. Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Oh. And after this line, like it's pretty rough.
Finish this line.
Okay. Okay. I'm
Now,
sweating.
yeah. We should. We are sweating when playing Bach. I mean, this is something. Three things, actually four things I want to mention. First of all, for me, this is the perfectly good performance tempo.
Just like what I was
You
playing right here.
did, yes, you did a very bong 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 ya tra la 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 yes, because that's how people sing it. That's how choir. That sound divine. That makes sense. This tempo. I know we got it. Bang 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 bang. Well, admit it's another approach. How about I like yours better? Oh, in fact, I like a man who sticks with his own plan better. It sounds like something. So it doesn't matter if somebody takes an hour and a minute and 30 seconds to finish and you take 6 minutes because they make sense. This piece, the complexity in harmony, harmonization, and tonality deserves a cause that kind of like
Yeah.
focus. That's one thing. Next thing is I never, I was never really fond of of this inversion. In fact, I'm not even sure that's actually from Bach. But because I mean the one you got to give me this is the Urtext, so I'm gonna say maybe Bach at some time. He actually said as a preposition. Yeah, wait. This yes, as he may have done that, but it would be perfectly acceptable, even more straightforward, in my opinion, to play without. That this piece is not like it's not like that. There's a reason. This piece saying dang 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 da da dee. I mean it's all about continuing. It's all moving to the next one. That dang 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 dang. The average player. I mean,
Yeah.
that is different. That piece dang 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 dang. You stand there and you feel the space. So that's why sometimes even though I when I play I put down dang ding ding. Sometimes I even go wild into it. Because it makes sense to me. This is the second thing. It makes sense to me. The third thing is, you notice how you sound different. You have the fingerings on, don't have
Yes,
the fingerings
very
on.
much so.
Very much. You need a plan. You need a game plan. The game plan, and my question is, does the game plan or your fingering involve? Is it in regard of articulation or not? In other words, should your fingering be a legato fingering or not, or it's not necessary.
When I have slurs, I do.
Now, that's a very good question. Where have you had slurred? You never had slurred in this piece. These are called ties.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
In a way, there was for me there was absolutely no. It's not a necessity to think, oh, I must play something with a scale like finger. It may make some of the plays when you play, for example, there like there. But I wouldn't even start worrying about it when you have the scale like fingering when you have like both more than one voices. Because I believe the I really make my thumb work.
just hit me in the face. That would have been good.
Yes.
Now it's my
No,
alarm.
no. That's your. Wait, not your dad?
Yeah, no, that was just my
Don't
alarm.
worry about it. Yeah.
I think definitely we should focus heavily on this one for the rest of the semester because
Yes.
I mean the etude is insane,
Of
but
course
it's an easy guided process. I feel like this is like a you need a guide.
Of course, I mean yes. But actually, I wouldn't even know. I wouldn't worry about this.
Okay.
Besides, we will see. Your jury panel will see what kind of like a big gap you took this semester. Consider the pieces you played last semester versus this one. Consider the etude you did last semester, and then show famous Chopin Opus number 1. That is something. That takes courage, both for the student and the tutor. Because I mean, I might be facing a trial by commenting crazy mad pieces for
Yeah.
a student who's not ready.
Yeah, BA.
But
Yeah.
but I mean, what we how can we learn if one is truly ready or not unless
Yeah.
we throw ourselves into this? So that's some risk I'm willing to take. Let it be. This piece, just I mean, all you need to do is to figure out the finger. It's to figure out the fingering and figure out. I mean, when you need the fingering and when you should using your intuitiveness.
Yeah.
Just I mean, how about this? Poke this those notes up. People do that. Famous people do that. Glenn Gould did it. A lot of others do it, and they sound fine. They sound actually really good. For example, what's your choice here? Left hand.
Um.
Tell me what would you
Oh.
Yeah, that's gonna kill you.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But maybe not. I wouldn't end it with if you can grab a pencil later on. I wouldn't end it with that makes sense. Break them into 2 by 2, right? But I wouldn't end it with
Yeah.
it's something like this. And maybe I want instead of 1 2 1 2, how about a 2 1 2 1? Does 2 1 2 1 make sense to you?
Let's see. So 2 1 2 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, my friend, you fell into the trap again. You're thinking, oh, 2 1 2 1, and that must be a legato. Maybe that it's not. Guess what note I'm listening to? My bad. That's not the wrong chord. But sure, that's the idea.
Yeah.
Give me the left hand. I'll play the right. Ready? Go.
Yeah. Okay.
Ready? Go. Ready? Go. Keep going. This time I didn't hit you in the face.
Well, you did last.
Wasn't near your face. I was aware of that. See this. Well, if we kind of do things together, this is what we sound like. For some reason, we sound like skeptical. We sound like, or in his word, I mean, Italian word would be sickle. We sound a little bit sickle, but clear. But it makes sense. This piece, I mean, is definitely open to more than one interpretation. I know people who even give me paddle. I know I know some musicians. I know people do.
Yeah.
People do that, which is not a bad idea. It's a way, but the way I heard you play, you're not one of them. You're one of us. You've done boom, boom. You recognize the intensity between the significance of articulation, the intensity. Now, bring me another question where you think the fingering or the distribution will baffle you the most. In the
Okay.
next page, find a place.
That's
Everything is fine. Yes. Now we read the book. Find the plan. As a commander, you gotta do it. I mean, you gotta know where's your hardest battle, where you put your man, where to man your post. I wouldn't call it here. I think this
yeah.
one, this placing is so easy. But what about this valley of dread?
Okay. Um. So
First of all, yeah, it's tempting to use either both hands. You must make a choice. Would you flank left or strike right? That might not be smart. There's
okay.
a reason you choose to redistribute but for both hands. It takes you hours to learn that kind of coordination. Yeah, you may want to do something else. Problem solved. Now the question is, do we care about the legato in the mid voice, or do we care about the sustain
Sustain.
in the down? Yes. Problem solved. Now
Yeah.
your heart is in the right place. Ask the right hand for me, just for this one. Yep.
I don't know why my brain's like,
Don't worry
whoa.
about it. Think down. That takes about 10 seconds to
Yeah.
figure that out. Then you need another 30 seconds to play them faster.
Mhm.
Play them faster until you reach the performance tempo. What's the performance tempo? Boom, 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 bum, 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 bum.
Okay.
Ready? Go!
Oops.
Yes. You think the right hand too much. I want to hear it. I want to hear it. If I had to watch 25 seconds about that, no, I would yes. And if you know this pattern, you will know this pattern too. If you know this pattern, you will know this pattern too. You will know this pattern, you will know this pattern too. With every pattern that sounds the same, you know it's the same mentality,
Mhm.
the same way. That's about the one place I figured. I mean, that's like the one place. So if you look through this piece, I mean, you chose a hard, long, hard figure, which respect, mad respect, and not a lot of people would go with something with, or
I've
maybe
done that one before.
there are the easy ones, but you chose timing the big thing.
I like this one.
Yes. Dun, dun. Oh, dee, 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 dee.
I just like this
Of course.
one.
I mean, you can tell, and that's why I think it's. I'm behind this. I'm behind you. I support this. I know this is gonna cause trouble. Yet we're still doing it. It's worth it. I mean, you learn more
Yeah.
from these pieces. So even if you get on stage and you find, okay, there might be still little pieces missing. So what? You show people that you care about this, not just the attitude. You show people that you are actually accomplishing complicated, high-level things in the music like this. Then you cannot probably find in the more simplified, straightforward
Yeah.
fugue or like a three-voice invention. We got invention. Symphony has a lot. it's actually good to hear someone who's ready to pull out the challenge. That's pretty much the only thing I guess I will have to tell you. And
So,
also, yeah.
in terms of learning the rest of this within the
Yes.
next 3 or 4 weeks,
Yes.
do you recommend just getting little chunks like that, just picking a measure here, a measure there, and sewing them together?
Of course. That's what I mean. You
Yeah,
sew them together. I mean, you address on the for the hard things. Well, in this piece, I mean, a lot of things are hard.
yeah,
And in order to guide yourself, it's wise to put a lot of figuring on it,
yeah, yeah.
especially those essential ones. For example, how you start, which finger you start with this one, which finger you start with this one, which finger you start with this one. But now tell me which finger you plan to start with
Let me play it
this.
through.
Yes. Maybe my bad. Maybe I've chosen a bad place. Actually, it's not a bad button. Now, if you got a pencil, that a pencil can only write one time before it breaks its tip, where would you put that number? You already know you already know where you're gonna start with this.
Yeah,
So you don't need
I would probably put it here so you can have the
actually
right.
here.
Okay.
Here. There is something here. You see? That's how you deal with it. Only the fingering you have to worry about is the one that can get you confused.
Yeah.
If it's straightforward or if it's without any other possibilities, you just let your intuitiveness take its place. I like that. You just did it. You just learned it within like what, 10 seconds. A man can learn this piece within no time. The essence of this piece, which is all we need. Even all we need. There was this person, Rosalind Churik. At the time, when she was younger, she could memorize 3 WTC preludes and fugues per week. Then she developed her own system. From there, she can only learn 3 lines or maybe 12 bars per week. But everybody heard her before and after this transformation. Clear she had an epiphany. I think she said that. She said that herself. Instead of maybe like an apple falling her head, and then she was in Julia. Yes, she's standing there. Actually, maybe Milan, maybe. Yeah. It's a different approach. You need for the first one, you need to figure out what is the best strategy, and where we could have a detour, and you don't want to take that. For example, and also pitch. Correct notation is very important. Play D natural and D or D flat. It gives you another different. It requires completely different technique. Something something like that. You have this learned really fast. If you don't do anything that's too complicated, for example, people fail themselves when they're trying to connecting. Look how hard that is. Now look at myself.
And that was it?
Literally easy piece. Of course, that's it.
So,
Yes. Don't you like that? No, that does not belong to the right hand. See, this is another place you ought to put a mark.
oh, yeah.
So you don't have you don't want to you don't even have want to just hesitate to think, hey, which way should I go, right or left? There is no right. There is no there was never a right to begin with in the first place. That's smart. That's really good. Now at the end, some should be look.
And we both know Tchaikovsky is going to be fine.
Of course, of course. Yeah, I mean that's your fun piece. That's the piece you choose to enjoy yourself or express yourself.
I got
You
lost.
don't get none. You don't let that stop you. Keep going.
And then this part is just practice.
It's a compliment. It's a compliment I'm gonna give you right now. This sounds so much better. This sounds so much better. So much better. You finally. You got rid of this bumpiness, this rough thing. Now you sound smooth. You sound like a smooth person that needs a little bit more time to work on it. You think there's a lot of people who play this, they played it for 20 years.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? We probably learned that when they're young. For me, it was like elementary, grade school to junior, to seriously, mid school. When once my hand can reach that far, this is the first piece I chose to, or my teacher chose me to test if my hands can support myself or can still function
Mm-hmm.
in terms of like extreme reaching out or stretching
Yeah.
situation, which was kind of like Chopin's point. You're doing the faithful work towards Chopin's or in his original intention. He wrote this piece not actually for those ginormous hands, which I gotta admit that I'm my envy is
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
my
I mean,
bones.
trust me, mine too.
Yeah. I mean, like when I see James' hand, the giant big hands that I think I mean be a waste for not playing NBA. Yeah, but then Chopin wrote it. He complained that I believe, to should be his sister or one of his students, his pupils. He said, "Looks like I mean across the Europe, I mean throughout, I mean people are playing my etude. They love Opuston, right? He sold, I don't know, tens of thousands of copies, maybe. He got some money out of it. He said people been playing that. I mean, people said, I mean, this piece is dedicated to Franz Liszt, and of course Liszt had a great deal promoting it. It's it's called, it's called the chorale. It's, it sounds somewhat brilliant. Then he complained. Only big hand guy people play this beautifully. The others are still kind of like complaining. The others can be complaining about the pieces with smaller hands, saying, "Oh, it's too hard. Some of these stretchings, this I mean, the weird, formation of
Yeah.
harmonies are kind of like not out of order, but unnecessarily difficult or challenging." Yeah. If someone said, "That's the point. This is the etude." He meant to use this to really lose and to let smaller hands people to find the balance between, stretching hardness and hardening, and also the smoothness. It's like I'm trying to train yourself to even find tranquility while your hands are doing extreme. are facing the challenge of extremity. So that's the point. You did that. You weren't jumping around like before. And I retract my comment about this crossing over thing. You still did that crossing
I
over.
did? Where?
Third line.
Right here.
No, hear me out. You know, yes.
Yeah.
You know how I said, I wouldn't recommend doing that? I retract that. I recommend that for you doing that right now. Because, what you just did had no damage to the sound. The sound is still smooth. So why not? Everything that doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I guess this thing that does makes you stronger at some point. In the future, you may change back to the 1, 2, 3, 5.
Yeah.
That's another conversation for another day. Yeah, that is something I like. Now, just for your, what time is it?
12:01. Keep talking.
That's cool. Just for your information, I only want to tell you this, that when I gave this to David Hu, there is something that there are something that I don't something that won't the exercise I gave him that won't fit you right now, but it's good for you to know, because he's also got like ginormous hands and stuff. This is how I told him. Start. This broken chord thing or this chordal thing. It helped him a lot with harmonization. Listen to actually his sound and with positioning his hands before he does go this swirling, continuing thing. After this couple days, hands looks more stable, safer, not safer. Stable, yes, which is a good thing. Then, at one time, asked him to do, hey, play this piece in D flat major.
And you did it?
Of course, he hated it, but I made him do that. As I said, he may thank me later.
He will, yeah.
He may thank me later because that's the time I completely. That's the time when he decided. That's the moment when he's down there. He decided to throw his intention, his pride for his fast fingers into the mud. He's like, no more. Then he starts to really focusing on his hand because right now when he this little half note, half step changes everything. It changes how he feels. It forced him to actually you have to pay attention to you have to take them into account again and then listen to them. You wouldn't need that. You don't need that right now. Because he played this longer than you more longer than you maybe for by years. He learned that when he was a kid. So he's still a kid, but yeah, younger kid. You could have, you could have if you understand my intention, like assigning these things to him. Do the same thing with your own music. Whenever you're feeling like, okay, I'm really working on my fingers, don't. It's never the fingering that dictates the sound. So that's why I retracted my comment about that. Now I think it worked out because maybe none of them it wouldn't work with none of the others are in this world, but it will work with you. It worked with you. The man in the Royal Society shirt. That's it for today.
Okay.
I got a plus. Plus, I need to listen to their quizzes, and this is something.
Well, thank you.
We'll talk a time for some extra lesson.